carrot ginger soup. It's one of my favorite soups because you can enjoy it hot in the fall and winter or cold in the spring and summer. It's sweet, it's tangy. I'm going to take an onion here. I'm just going to give this a rough chop. This doesn't have to be perfect because everything's going to be pureed. Just want it roughly the same size. I'll just run my knife through it. Add a medium dice. So I want to get the onions cooking first. Add some olive oil to a pan here. Add the onion. Give it a pinch of salt and pepper. We'll let this cook down for about 5-7 minutes or so until it just starts to get softened. You don't want to get too much color on the onions, just want to cook them through, as this is going to add flavor and body to our carrot ginger soup. So while the onions are cooking, I got 5 cloves of garlic here. I'm just going to smash them with my knife. These don't even have to be chopped or minced or anything. I'm just going to throw them in just crushed whole garlic. Just take the tips off. The garlic's ready. I have my ginger here. I like to add a lot of ginger to this soup. It adds a ton of flavor. I love the bite from the ginger that goes with the sweetness of the carrot. I just peel it with a spoon. I'll cut that off. I'm looking for about 2 tablespoons of diced ginger. So just cut this down. Again, doesn't have to be perfect. Cut it into strips, all roughly the same size. And just run my knife through that. So with our garlic and ginger ready, the onions have been cooking down for about 8 minutes. They're looking good. Add our crushed garlic cloves and the ginger. Incorporate that together, and we'll let this cook for another few minutes just to cook the garlic and ginger through and let all those flavors marry together. And while that's cooking, we'll prepare our carrots. Looking for 4 cups of carrots. So we'll just peel these carrots down. We'll cut the tips of the carrots off and the ends here. I'll just split the carrots down. We'll cut that in half and just run my knife through them. Again, having them the same size. We just want to cook these through because everything's going to be pureed, so nothing has to be perfectly uniform, but you don't want them in huge chunks where they won't cook properly. And you want to make sure we have at least 4 cups of carrots here. I'm going to add them to a measuring cup just to make sure. A little more is fine, but you don't want less. So that looks good. Got 4 cups here, and we could add them to our onions, garlic, and ginger mixture. But before that, I like to squeeze in a touch of lemon. This adds some nice acidity to the dish. It'll get off any brown bits to the bottom of the pan. You could use white vinegar or apple cider vinegar here. Just adds a nice freshness to the soup. We'll dump in our carrots here. Incorporate that. And just let these start to sweat, just for a couple of minutes or so. Now I'm going to add some vegetable stock to the pan because we just want to get these carrots tender so they're ready to be pureed. I'm using vegetable stock to add more flavor to this instead of just using water. Feel free to use chicken stock if you like, but I'm going to keep this vegan and vegetarian and use the vegetable stock. And once that starts simmering, let it go for about a half hour. And all the flavors are going to marry together. That vegetable stock is going to reduce and intensify in flavor, and this will be ready to puree. This is a half hour later. This cooled down for 10 minutes or so. The carrots are tender. You don't want to puree this when it's piping hot. So I'll ladle this mixture into my blender. Make sure you get the liquid in there too, so it can puree properly. You want to do this in batches. Don't want to do this all at once. Fill up the blender about halfway. Get the lid on. Make sure you have the top so it doesn't explode out of the blender. And let this go for a good minute or so. This way you have a smooth puree and not chunks of carrot or onion in the soup. Give that a check. That consistency looks nice. I'll add this to a sauce pot here and add the rest of our ingredients to puree. Same deal, lid on, a good minute or so, and add the rest of that to our pot. At this point we want to check for the consistency and seasoning. I think we could thin this out a bit, so I'm going to add some more vegetable stock. This is a soup, not a puree. That looks better. Use a bit more salt in here. I want to make sure this is seasoned. Give that a taste. And that's good. This is ready to the plate. So I'll get my bowl here, ladle in some of our carrot ginger soup. Add some coconut milk. This adds a nice freshness and flavor to the dish. Just put that over the top. And then I like to finish with some fresh picked thyme. This adds color and freshness. And that's it. That's my carrot ginger soup. Give this recipe a try. It's great for vegetarians and vegans, or anybody for that matter. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Give the video a thumbs up. I appreciate you watching. I'll see you next time.